riding through the woods, through the trails, and went over a log, spun out, hit a tree at the front of my four-wheeler and bent my tie rod. And I should have just left it. Instead, we heated it up, bent it back, and kept riding. And that was all I remember from that day. Yeah, being in a induced coma, you're just like in a different world. I feel like I can still feel the people around me holding my hand and talking to me while I was in there. I couldn't tell who it was or what they were saying to me, but I knew I had the presence of support and love. I don't remember the exact day I came to. It was either like 2 or 3 days after the accident, and I couldn't talk. So I remember they gave me a whiteboard, and like I was very fuzzy, so I just kind of started scratching letters, I guess, and they kind of made it out to like what happened. Just kind of panic. I'm sorry, I'm kind of
You're all right.
kind of a break.
Yeah,
All
for
right.
sure.
All right. I have no memory of any of the accident. And I remember they said I was life flighted. So in life flight, my lungs collapsed, and they had to do an emergency trach. I had broken ribs, broke my face, broke my palate, broke teeth, broken collarbone, ruptured spleen, fractured parts of my spine and neck. Having chest tubes in because my lungs collapsed. I had tubes coming out of my chest up in the rib part, and so I couldn't do anything with my arms. Really couldn't move. I was bed rest for a long time. I couldn't eat. I had a feeding tube. I couldn't eat. I couldn't drink anything. I had a little cotton swab I could dip in the water and suck off it, but that was about it. Walking was hard because I lost all muscle. I lost 50 pounds in 20 some days. So I had to relearn how to walk. Mentally, it was hard. I was told that my lungs were getting better, so they were gonna pull out one of my chest tubes. So they pulled it out, and my one lung collapsed again. So I was still awake at the time, and they had to put it back in without any medicine because it had to be emergency. So it was very painful. It was like every other day after that, it was like, your lungs are getting better. Maybe tomorrow we can take them out. And then it was like day after day, they were not getting better. So it's kind of like you get your hopes up, and then it just doesn't happen. The small victories were eating small foods like mashed potatoes and smoothies. I remember I could do. Starting to get up to walk. At first it was 2 people holding my arms up, and it was just 1 step a day. And it was for like maybe a minute at a time. Then I had to sit back down because my lungs weren't fully working. So standing up, just the energy to stand up, I'd be out of breath really quick. I think it was being in a hospital, there's a lot of other people that are in there for other reasons. I had it pretty rough, but there's people in there that had it a lot more rough than I did. I feel like I had someone there all the time. So that was definitely also a big booster to see the support I had. Everything changed. Being a 20-year-old, 6'4", 150 pounds, not having front teeth, just looking sick, and being seen that way is hard. There was that insecurity of, you might not ever find somebody just because in your mind you don't look good enough for anybody. Definitely having a lot of scars. The one on my neck is definitely the most memorable one. But the thing on a scar is, a scar shows that you prevail and you put the wound in the past and you've moved on from it. It's always hard because you don't know when to tell your story. So with me and her, it wasn't that hard for me to tell it to her because we also have similarities that are close but a little bit different. She's a transplant recipient so she also has scars. Yeah, both of us having scars, it really brings you together. It's not a common thing between people. So us both having the scars, that shows that we both overcome a lot of things. She's just always there for me. My wife has always been my supporter, my rock. She's very strong. 2019, we got married, and then shortly after, about 1 year later, our daughter was born on Christmas Eve. She's everything. She's wonderful. She's smart, beautiful. I mean, just the light of my world. I mean, having my own daughter is just like a dream come true. 20-year-old me till now, I wouldn't know. There's no way I could ever picture where I'd be at. Because, I mean, that one day, the biggest thing I'm proud of is just where I've gotten and how I've gotten over the whole how people look at me aspect of it. You have to live every day as it's your last, because in the blink of an eye, it can just turn your world upside down. Starting this new chapter with my wife and daughter is definitely like a whole new start. I've got to where I am because of that scar. And there's ones that there's a lot that you can't see, but I know they're there. I don't tell my story a lot unless it gets brought up, but if it just helps one person, that's all I'm looking for. I want to share my story to show people that you can overcome anything.
I got all that I need. You can have all of me. For I know where I belong.
It's time to talk.
I am strong. Well, I found out what was real, and in the dark I went still, question all the things